So right here I've grabbed a turtle using my auto crafting system and I've made it into a mining turtle. Now what this turtle will do is it'll basically just place a block, like a block of iron, and then once it's transformed into dark iron, it'll break it. So it's a really simple build in principle. So I'm debating where to put this. I think this might be nice. And it is not. Okay, this should be alright though. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, and let's get this guy. This is gonna be faster. I'm telling you, this is fast mining. Okay, we need to do this sort of shape. Basically a hollow 3x3x3, except for one side. Except for one side, we need to leave a hole there to place the dark iron block. Okay, this is alright. This isn't too complicated or anything. Now comes the annoying part. We need... This fire is called Wrath Fire. We need a Wrath Igniter. Nether brick, okay, that's not a problem. Diamond shard, what? Well, that's a very annoying thing to make. So for this we'll need a craft packet stamper, which is made like so. I've made this before, and I'll need to craft a special recipe using some TNT, which I don't have, and a block of diamond. So I'll do that and I'll be right back. I mean, get the basic components. So I'm back. I made my craft packet stamper, and because I don't care, I'll only be using this for that one specific recipe, and I don't expect to ever need to actually make any more of those diamond shards. I'll just put it in the floor right here. So there's a whole auto crafting system in factorization, but we won't get to that because this is much better. So okay, the crafting recipe for this doesn't show, but I have the wiki open on my other monitor. It goes like so. You get this, and you go in here, and it's supposed to make some sort of explosion-y sound, but it didn't. Okay, now we get one of these and a piece of nether brick, and we got ourselves a wrath igniter. Now let's just ignite a wrath fire. And you know you've done it right when you see this very not fancy animation and you hear cave sounds. Okay, so we'll just stow that away. It'll just keep burning in there forever. Now, what else do we need? We need an interface. One will be enough because of the way the turtles can handle this. And because we can, we'll just put it on top. Nah, this looks ugly. Oh, crud. Don't. Yeah, that's why I don't like this thing too much. Also because it sucks a bit too much power. Okay, so interface and turtle. And I'm a giant derp because in order for this to work, no, we don't actually. It's alright. So what I'm gonna need to get some cabling down here, which I'll do, and then I'll be right back. And then I need to go do some programming, which I'll also do off camera because this is not a programming episode. And once that's done, I'll be right back. So we are transforming block of irons. That's why I made the crafting recipe. So we'll need to get one block of iron. It's going to be always exported. So there's always going to be a block of iron available in here. Now I actually fail because what I want to use here is a level emitter. Level emitter, go! And it'll take a while because it needs to cook up a processor and stuff. But here we are. So this is gonna send a redstone signal to the turtle. We can't configure this one yet, but that's alright. We'll just say this midpoint levels are below limit of 10 and it'll emit for now. So for now that's alright. Or actually let's do this so it won't emit. And now I'll be doing the coding and I'll be right back. So here we go. I've done the program. And you can see the turtle's now got a block of dark iron. So if I now do this, this should just run indefinitely. Now of course it's not getting a redstone signal currently, but we can change that quickly. What this should do is oh. So I'll quickly go over the way this is written. So basically it'll endlessly loop. Then it'll check if it's got a redstone signal from the right. If so, it's gonna first suck a block of iron from the interface here into this slot. It's gonna place that. Then it's gonna select this slot and wait until the block right here in front of the turtle is the same as the one here. Then it'll select this slot again, pick up the block and drop it down, and that's it basically. Now I just realized that I've slightly failed because I need to do this, and I typically just tend to sleep for 1 second because that's usually alright. And it almost worked, so you can see what happened. Okay, I'll debug this now and be right back. Okay, so we've got that fixed. That's not a big deal. So what I could actually do is have it drop the thing up instead into a fabricator. That would automatically, yeah, I think I'll do that. Just so we get the actual dark iron, because the dark iron blocks aren't that useful. So what I need is import bus, which I've got plenty of. You pull out stacks at a time, else you'll be too slow. You just do this, and we'll be getting dark iron from that. And we'll just not toss one of you in here. And now I need to change this final thing to drop up, and we're good. And of course it needs the thing here. Boosh. Why did this thing disappear? Ooh, that's funny. Though I do have dark iron now, so we'll emit if levels are below limit of, let's say, let's just keep a stack of this ready. And let's hope we get this and it doesn't get lost in the fire. Woohoo! So for some reason it's dropped. Why? Okay, I need to debug this again. Hey, I figured out what was happening. It wasn't the turtle's fault at all, it was the fabricator. So what we'll use instead? Well, let's just say finally a use for these guys. Dark. I prefer the fabricators usually, but in this case these are really just better. They have the advantage that they don't pull out of adjacent inventories, right? So if I do this and get myself a dark iron block, and place it in the turtle, it does not get pulled out. Right, right, right. Ah, you jerk. Okay. Well, I guess we can resort to using fabricators then, since both have the same problem. So I think the way I'll solve that is by having a buffer inventory, which is how this sort of stuff is usually handled. It's just that I don't like doing that, but I'll have to. So instead we'll do this here, and we'll have our fabricators here, because fabricators are so much cooler than everything else. And apparently they can pull from below, which is good. I didn't know they could do that. Right, you just pull from the side here, and you're just a cable, and this doesn't even use more cables, so it's alright. It doesn't matter that this chest can't be opened, the fabricator shouldn't care. And now we... Oh yeah. We just need to set this to pull out stacks at a time. Oh, this is cool. Okay, now we've got an automatic resupplying system of dark iron. And I'll go check episode length, and oh man, this is cool. The cool thing is this fire is not gonna go out at all. So you can see we've got a fair amount of dark iron here. And it's coming in rather quickly. So yeah, that's really cool. And now let me show you something else, which is why I actually made this, which is the extra dimensional barrel upgrade. It's not too cheap, but also not too expensive, so I think it's well balanced. And do I have a recipe for barrels in here? Nope. So I need to add 2 more recipes, and I'll be right back. Or not actually. I'll tell you what I'll do, and then I'll just do it. I'll apply. I'll add a few more barrels here. Then I'll integrate my wheat from over here. I'll have that be stored in my AE system. What happened to the cows? Crap. What the hell happened there? Did this chunk regenerate? I didn't terraform it, so it might have. Doesn't look like it did. Well, I'll have to find some more cows. Oh wait, they're still around. So, that's alright, we can fix that. We'll make do. I think I'll just do the gravity gun and put them into a hole and not worry about them until later. So I'll do all this stuff that I just said I would, and I'll be right back. Oh hey, I'm back, and I completely forgot to tell you something. Look at me, I've got a skin now. I'm no longer Steve. Yeah, this is actually what this is you know hexadecimal? Well, this is my nick in hexadecimal plastered all over my body. I thought it was funny, and because I suck at texturing, I had a friend make it, and I think he did a really good job actually. It looks nice. I just thought you might have seen it, like, you know, seen my hand there when it was empty, and yeah, that's why I like the skin. But he couldn't fit any digits on the arms, and I think neither could he fit any on the legs. So he just put some random nice looking patterns there. Anyway, let me do what I said I would, and I'll be right back. Okay, actually before I do that, I'll be making another important little contraption, which is something that's going to allow me to have as much of any water container as I need, because as you might know, many recipes use water in some form, and it's just a nuisance to have to go get the buckets manually. So I'm gonna get things right from the start. using a nifty little multi-tank, because they can do a few cool things. Okay, for one, I've got a block of zirconium water behind this valve. As you know, zirconium water acts just like any source block of water. So if you activate this, and we can't because I must be a derp. I bet it's the floor. Oh yeah, let's just fill this in. And boom, it's filling with water. It's not very fast, but I can add another valve and thing. So that's alright. Now we need to shift right click this. This is going to be input and this will be output. Sure, why not? Now I need an interface and a relay, and for some reason I always have relays laying around. So I'll just say that this goes here and this goes here, and I'll just run some cable here. And bear with me, I'll just do this all on camera because it's nearly done already. Okay, that's it. Now all I need to do is add the patterns. So the way this works is, as you know, the interface, if it has a pattern, and if I want to craft something, it's gonna take the items that the pattern says I need to craft, and it's just gonna push them to some adjacent inventory or pipe. It can't push into this relay because it's faced by, because you can't push stuff into relays from the output side. So it's gonna have to push into this item IO, which means the thing is gonna land in this slot. It's gonna get filled up and it's gonna land in this slot, which is gonna automatically be ejected via this item IO. So that's why this is so quick and easy. And this is gonna allow me to completely automate the recipe for coolant cells, because I want to have a lot of overclockers to make my machines there run really fast. So I'll make a pattern for the water bucket, and I'll be maybe a few others later, and I'll fill these machines with overclockers and put extra dimensional upgrades on my barrels and everything. I'll be right back. So I'm back again. I've noticed that I've been running out of rubber all the time, so I'm gonna make a rubber tree farm. Now I have a design in my test world that's going to be extremely fast and really efficient and everything, but for that I need gates, so I'll be setting that up today. I need, let me think about this for a moment. Oh right, I need an assembly table, which is made like so. So diamond gear, and what else? Let me just make that and I'll be right back, and I'll also make a few of these lasers. I think 9 might be okay, and I'll be right back. So I got my assembly table. Now I've also got my lasers, and I'm just going to place them up on the ceiling. This might have been a bad choice of location. This might be slightly better. I don't know if I actually have the space to put the power, is what I'm worried about, but I'll see if I can route the power for that correctly. It should be about, I don't know. That'll work easily. Okay, so I'll hook up the power and I'll be right back. So I just plopped a piece of redstone in here, and yeah, it's fairly quick. Oh wow, it's really quick actually. It's using 36 MJ per tick. Yeah, each of these lasers can use apparently 1 per tick. Now all I need to do is hook up an interface to this. I think it'll eject downwards as well, so if it does, then that's where I'll put it. Interface. Oh man. Wait a bit. Cable. Oops. Ah man, my keyboard. Okay, and here we are. And yep, it does eject downwards. Cool. So now that we've got this set up, I'll go sleep through the night and we'll start building the rubber tree farm. And I'll need a few other things. I'll need a turtle, a timer, and some red alloy wire, and some building blocks, a whole bunch of stuff. So I'll go get that and I'll be right back. Okay, I am putting together a ridiculous build for an induction smelter because I saw somebody else's Let's Play where basically the two slots were getting mixed up, and I do not want that to happen because that's not funny. So what I'm going to do is both. Then I'm going to have two relays, one from here, one from here. Let's just use the last thing to pull stuff out and back into the system. Now we'll need... Why did I only grab one tube? We'll need tubes and sorting machines and a relay. And I suppose we can do something like this. Then have a tube here, sorting machine, another one, and if I use them in this way, where items just get pushed into them, I'm pretty sure they don't need power. But we'll see about that, and if they do, well, I've got power. Okay. Then I need to hook this up and hook this up and get myself a cover, or a bunch of covers. And now I think we're ready. Now I need my interface, and I need some cable, and I'll see if these need power. Say this one is only going to take planks, and this one's going to take I don't know, corn. And if I push, if I do this, what will happen? Nothing. Okay, so I guess they do need power. Okay, I'll be right back once they are hooked up to some. And I've tested this thing and put the recipes in there. So I'll be right back. Okay, got the setup finished. So now I've got this relay, pushes into the sorting machine. The sorting machine uses colors here. So gold's gonna get colored purple, which can't go through differently colored tubes. So purple can't go through here, and green can't go through this tube, which means they'll be filtered to these relays, which is gonna go into the appropriate inputs, and then my AE system is just gonna pull it out. Ah, that's awesome. Okay, I'll have to do something about hardened glass, but I can do that later. So now I'll just go and lay out the frame for the rubber tree farm. I think I'll actually do it underground here, because why not? And I'll be right back. So I am back and I have constructed the rubber tree farm. So I'll quickly go over how this works. I didn't want to build it on camera because I've got the nagging feeling that this episode is starting to get a little bit long. And it's pretty early in the morning, it's about 8:30, so my voice might be a little funny. So first of all, this thing needs a tiny amount of energy. I'm just getting this to the tesseract and buffering it in the energy cell. This here, okay, so first I've got a level emitter to disable it when I've got enough rubber. Currently I flipped the settings so it wouldn't run, but yeah, normally if I have 17 rubber it should run. I've set it to keep 2 stacks in my system. So this timer is gonna run, set to 2 seconds, which is fine. At least it was in my test world. Then it'll first trigger the planting, 1 tick later the bone mealing, and then another tick later the breaking, and then another tick later the bottom block here will be broken. So that plants the tree and gets rid of its bottom block. And you might notice the filler here set to clear. It just clears out this entire thing, and it does that constantly on a loop, and I make sure it stays on a loop with this gate here, and that's also the only way to set it to loop, by the way. Now the problem is, of course, if you break something with a filler, it's gonna disappear after a second. So how do I work around this? I use an obsidian pipe powered by a redstone energy cell. This thing sucks up items in an extremely wide radius. Come on. Well, or not. I might wanna have another one on this side. So the advantage of that is that all the saplings and logs are gonna get sucked up. Actually, what's really important is this stuff here. This does get sucked up. This doesn't. Okay, so it reaches until all the way to the middle. I'll need another one this side, but I'll do that later. So that's how this works. And actually I might not even need to do that, though I think I will. Yeah, I will. So we should actually be able to run this thing now. Let's see what happens. Why is the filler not booping the stuff? Filler, why you no boop? The filler should be clearing this stuff out. Ah, now it is. Hello? Okay, let's try this. No, this doesn't seem to work. Ah. My filler's probably derping around. I bet that's what's happening. Well. Do not know how to fix. I'll try to fix this and I'll be right back. I have 2 pieces of good news and 1 piece of bad news. Good news number 1 is I fixed it. I just put a repeater there, and then just a short while after planting the tree, it'll reset the filler. The other good news is I don't need to do anything fancy on this side because I actually seem to be getting enough saplings. I had 78 when I built this, there's 64 in here, there's 30 in here, which means I've now got 94. That's okay, we're making a profit on saplings. Not that that's of any use, of course, but we are. So we've got an energy tesseract and a redstone energy cell here. Okay, now to the bad news. Do you see this? This means that the filler is eating all the power. And I mean literally all the power. Excuse me. Actually I can't. I just sneezed. I hope I remember to cut it out. So now you can see the redstone energy cell is filling. But the problem is our power cannot sustain constant use of this. That's okay though, because we shouldn't need it. Actually, you know what we could do? We could set this to on instead. That makes a lot of sense, because then once it finishes, it'll just shut itself off and stop consuming power. And it'll still activate itself every cycle. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So here's my rubber tree farm. I think I might build a regular tree farm next to it at some point. I like this design. In case you're wondering where I got it from, I've found a video from Shadow Dragon, maker of soul shards, who explains who was using a similar farm to this one to produce biomass. He was using birch trees, I believe, and he was interested in the saplings, but he was using the same method for picking up the stuff and for breaking the tree. And I think that that's actually a really simple combo. It might be a bit power hungry, but I don't think power should be much of a problem soon. Because of da 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 da. And I didn't put it in my system, of course. Okay. Power shouldn't be much of a problem rather soon, because of da 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 da. We are going to construct a boiler. I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna run it on yet, but I think I'm gonna have a tree farm, possibly a multi-farm, and just use that for, you know, saplings, and that'll be alright. My quarry is gonna finish soon as well, and hey, there's a wisp. So I think this episode is long enough, so I'm going to sign off for now after I kill this wisp. Where is it anyway? Boop. Boop. Boosh. Boosh. Die. Gotcha. Okay, so I'll sign off for now, and I'll see you next episode. We'll probably build a tree farm, and then the episode after that. Oh, two more things I wanted to do is oh, I'm so silly. I wanted to use wheat for the biomass. So I think next episode we might be building a biofueled steam boiler. So what I'll do off camera is I'll integrate this wheat into the storage system, and I'll figure out the math for how fast this stuff is, and try to decide if I want to run a biofuel boiler or if I want to make a tree farm first. So with that, goodbye and take it easy.